Welcome to our weekly business meeting. Today is April 19th, 2022. Time is 2:01 p.m. Officially calling the meeting to order. Attending Commissioners Duncan, Brooks, and Filios. And we'll proceed first with 30 seconds, our moment of silence. Thank you. Okay, then. Moving on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Nick, please.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, then. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
No.
Hearing none. Moving on. Approval of the minutes.
I move that we approve items 1 through 8.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Filios,
Aye, motion is carried. The consent calendar, please.
I move that we approve items 9 and 10.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Filios,
Aye, and the motion is carried. Payables list.
I move that we approve the payables for the week of April 11th through the 15th, 2022, in the amount of $745,431.91, along with jury panel payments in the amount of $1,239.89.
I second the motion.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Chairman Filios,
Aye, and the motion is carried. I don't have a second page. I'll read that off
That
my
works.
On the
computer.
back?
In the back.
Oh, well, here.
I don't have a back.
you want mine?
What about you?
I always have my own.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay, so item number 12, which is the first in our business segment, financial budget, loader tire purchase approval for solid waste. JP.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. John Phillips for the record. The Solid Waste Department requests the ability to move forward with the purchase of 4 loader tires for the loader at the Ramsey Transfer Station. Total cost is $27,519.59. These are budgeted tires for this loader.
Are they 4?
Yes, 4 tires.
So $5,500 a time.
Yeah, they're solid rubber tires that are, 4 to 5 feet tall. So they're really heavy duty tires.
Okay. Well, thank you. Motion?
I move that we approve the financial budget item for the purchase of the loader tires for solid waste.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Filios,
Aye, motion is carried. Number 13, contract for the Fairgrounds RV Park Phase 4 construction with Stewart Contracting, Resource Management Office. Kim?
Yes, Kim Riley for the record. We awarded this project to Stewart Contracting at the March 29, 2022 business meeting. This is now the agreement with a base bid amount of $365,535.
Okay. Any questions? Bill, you want to take this one?
Sure. I move we approve the contract between the Fairgrounds RV Park Phase 4 construction and Stewart Contracting, Inc.
Second.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Filios,
Aye, motion carried. 14, consent for access to property, access agreement 2022-046, parcel numbers 48 North 01 East 50250 and 49 North 01 East 337250. And finally, 49 North 01 East 337210 with CDA Trust and our Parks and Waterways. Nick?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Nick Snyder for the record. Before you is an agreement from the EPA's contractor. The board might remember a few years ago, we did some remediation work up in Cataldo by way of the EPA through a contractor. That contractor has since came back and is making a request to access county properties, and I'm reading in part, to perform site investigation activities such as surveying, soil sampling, and installation of erosion pins. So essentially, commissioners, they've asked just for some space to set up some equipment from time to time. Jamila has reviewed the contract, doesn't have any concerns at this time. It wouldn't cause any adverse effects to county property or otherwise bother our neighbors in Cataldo, so I recommend the board consider it.
Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the consent for access to the properties listed for Coeur d'Alene Trust.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. 15, board approval request for authorization to purchase replacement vehicle and equipment. Parks and Waterways, Nick.
Nick Snyder again for the record. Commissioners, as the board is aware, thank you. As the board is aware, Parks and Waterways sustained damage to one of its vehicles and a sander, and before you is a request to utilize a combination of our existing fiscal year 22 budget and some funds received from ICRAMP necessary to replace that equipment as soon as possible. We appreciate the board's support in this matter. It's not something we typically experience.
Okay. Any questions? Motion, Bill?
I move that we approve the request for authorization to purchase a replacement vehicle and equipment for Parks and Waterways.
And can I add that auditor takes the ICRIMP funds and puts them in the proper account?
Second. Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion is carried. 16, financial budget, Fleet Management Committee, request for funding for adult misdemeanor probation. Keith?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I come before you. In January, we were asked to put the fleet management together to see if we can help with our aging fleet, how to come together as a county to fix our aging fleet. It's not a budgeted item right now, but with the budget that's coming up and also the shortage of vehicles where we're at right now, what we would like to do is come in and ask for $400,000 for the vehicles themselves and $50,000 to outfit the vehicles. A couple of them are going to KCO detectives, so they have to be outfitted in some of the other vehicles. Also, at the same time, we would take 6 existing vehicles because we looked at the whole situation, and we moved 6 vehicles to different departments that said yes, they could use the other vehicles, and then we would turn around and we'd have 9 vehicles approximately going out for bid. It will be a several month period working together and handling the situation and moving forward. Also request, one person on the fleet management, whoever you guys would like to assign to it, have one person in charge of the finances, so we're not trying to go 3 or 4 different ways. So somebody's responsible for the vehicles and stuff.
Okay. Kim Riley, are you still on the phone? She might not be.
Yes, I'm on the line.
Oh, okay. You in the past had handled that for fleet management, is that correct, the financial part?
Well, it was something that was kind of a work in progress, and I never got to the point where we requested, a sum amount and then managed that amount.
Okay, thank you.
The reason why I'm asking for that is because, I went and checked for vehicles that were available today, and I was able to see that 3 of the vehicles of the 8 could be, if I call them today saying put them on hold, and I could come back with purchase orders and to get with the other couple of departments, because it's ever changing so fast with vehicles. It's not a slow, it's a slow process that once we get it, but it's just holding these vehicles.
Right.
They're short. I went to the Ford dealership and they literally have 2 new vehicles in their whole lot. One was a cargo van and another one was something else. So it's ever changing.
What do you anticipate the auction will bring?
Well, just looking at the numbers today, 30% up on vehicles themselves. So, some of the vehicles, most vehicles we're getting rid of are early 2000 vehicles and stuff.
Yeah,
So I'm still thinking you're still going to, 9 vehicles, I would say 30 to 50,000.
Okay.
is what I would, I would say. That was probably because I'm going 3,000, to $7,000-8,000 on the vehicles. So I think a safe area would be, 30,000 to 50,000 on the return.
So funding source? Fund balance? Okay.
Yeah, we're anticipating, as usual, we've had, $1 to $4 million returned each year to fund balance. So I'd be comfortable taking it from fund balance now. And the only reason why I'd suggest not waiting for budget season is because of the scarcity of the vehicles and the fact that we need certain kind of specific vehicles. It's not just like, okay, we need a 4-door, let's just go out and pick one. I think we're pretty much sticking with Ford, right? Because that's what,
Well, it was Ford. I went Ford, and I went and looked at the Dodge Chrysler, and also what's kind of happened too and things have changed is, you might not get a 2022.
Sure.
It might be a 2021 or a 2020, but it's got lower miles on it. You really have to be, okay, what's the need and necessity? These are needs,
Right.
Not wants that we're doing right now. And the vehicles are getting deadline because they, one, they can't get the parts, and two, the safety items that are in the vehicles.
yeah, so I definitely understand the need to get rid of the 9. I just want to make sure that going forward that we're recognizing a couple things. One, trying to stick with Ford as much as possible because
That was the 3 vehicles I had priced
yes,
out.
yeah, consistency because the shop is responsible for a lot of the maintenance and whatnot. And then the fact that everybody's on board with the trickle-down effect, because in the years past, that has not happened. We've agreed to purchase vehicles expecting trickle-down, and we haven't. And I know, Nick, your department has been fantastic on making follow-through on the trickle-down. So as long as fleet management is prepared to see the whole thing through, then I'm fine with it.
And I've got buy-in from Lieutenant Maxwell from the Sheriff's Office and Russ from the shop, and he's been, we worked with him also to make sure that there were certain ones allocated. The reason why it's a couple months is because outfitting the vehicles, because you got to take one vehicle down and outfitting them with lights or something for the detectives, which will take a few months to get done.
Well, and if you stay with a single manufacturer, you're also going to get some interchangeability of the parts. That's the other advantage.
Our mechanics are Ford mechanics.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nick had
Oh,
something
no,
to
go
add.
ahead, Nick.
Commissioners, thanks for considering this. I think it's going to solve a lot of problems, a lot of overdue problems for several departments. Some that come to mind: veteran services, juvenile detention, reprographics. Boy,
They're desperate.
they're desperately in need. So appreciate the consideration. One thing the board might consider is maybe setting a sunset as to how long it takes for those vehicles to trickle down. Historically, some departments have received vehicles, and it has been more than many months before the other departments receive. So if the good board is going to authorize this, I think there should be some parameters as to when other departments should expect to receive those trickle-down vehicles. So they're, because some of these departments are going to get brand new rigs, and
Right.
others could be waiting a long time, longer than they should. In my
So what
opinion.
would seem reasonable to you 30 days after they receive the new vehicle?
It's certainly the board's pleasure, but
Need a little bit longer.
I'm sorry?
Needs a little bit longer because of outfitting the vehicles. Because when you're ordering the
I'm
lights.
sorry, when I say receipt, I mean
Yeah.
by the department.
Right,
Yeah,
the trickle
the
down.
problem is ordering the equipment that goes into the vehicles. It's at least a 90-day process probably, because you would have to order the stuff that goes into the detective rigs. It takes a little bit to do it. So personally, if you could set a sunset like 4 months, I think it would be good.
Oh, okay, I think we're saying the same.
Because they need to get on the road so they can get out, then they got to take it in, and they got to take the lights out of
Oh,
the
so
vehicle.
you're saying they're actually using the vehicle before they bring it in to get it fully outfitted?
They're not going to be able to
No.
use it because it doesn't
Well,
have
yeah.
their emergency vehicle
Okay.
lights on it
So
and stuff.
how about 30 days after they take delivery of the
Right, there you
fully
go.
outfitted vehicle? Gives them 30 days to take everything out.
Okay.
Okay, 30 days upon their receipt of the fully outfitted vehicle.
There you go.
And then Russ is online. If Russ could help me out with that too.
Sure. Russ, does that sound reasonable?
Yes, that should work out.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
I just like buy-in from the whole fleet program.
Yep. No, I agree. And thank you, Russ, for serving on that program with us. So,
Okay, motion.
all right. I move that we approve the fleet management request for funding for the fiscal year '22 coming out of fund balance.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion is carried. Item,
Just a follow-up to that, who would you like to be the center person handling that?
Is there a volunteer?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Thanks, Nick.
Keith, I'm volunteering you to do that then.
And I'll work with Dina on that directly, and Erica.
okay.
Thank you.
Item 17, decision on tax speed bid AIN 114586, Party of Garver.
All right. So we received a bid for $4,400 last week, and then in your packet was the amount owed. So it's about $10,000 in taxes and fees, hard costs, and then another $9,700 in interest and late charges. So this is a potentially unbuildable lot. Community Development said if somebody wants to build on it, then they suggest only selling it to a contiguous property owner. I believe that the purchaser is here and that he, on the record last week, said that he was not interested in building. Unfortunately, I've not been able to hear from the city of Harrison. So if the board was to approve this, then I would want to make it very clear that this is without warranty. We cannot guarantee the title. We cannot guarantee any building rights whatsoever for this
Yeah,
parcel.
precisely. Okay. Now, did you want to make it contingent on the approval by the city of Harrison, or no?
I don't necessarily know that we need to do that because what the city's been asked and not answered is this a buildable lot? So, but if the purchaser understands that and agrees to buying something that is not a buildable lot, then I don't know why we would say no.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we can proceed.
Okay. And then, Bill, if you're okay with me handling this, because we have to deal with penalties and interest and that stuff
Go ahead.
too. So,
Go right ahead. Yeah.
okay. Then I move that we approve the tax deed sale of AIN 114586 to Garver for $4,400. And then what I would say is that this amount cover all the hard costs and special assessments, and then remaining taxes with that amount, and that it be brought forward in a cancellation of taxes to cancel the remaining
The balance,
taxes,
yeah.
penalties, and interest.
I second the motion.
Yep, good move.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Thank you. 18, Resolution 2022-30, resolution to send surplus vehicles to auction. And this is the sheriff, and it's the county auto shop.
I think it's Russ.
Go ahead, Russ.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is Russ Trueblood. We've got two vehicles that are in very poor condition. Both of them have severe mechanical issues, such as engine problems. And one of them is asset number 7455, which is a 2003 Cadillac that was originally a drug forfeiture vehicle that we've been using. And then the other one is a asset number 3170, which is a 1994 Chevy Astrovan that is pretty much completely worn out. And we want to send these both to auction and get them out of our inventory.
Okay. Bill, you want to take this?
Yes, I move that we approve Resolution 2022-30, a resolution to send surplus vehicles to auction.
Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Motion carried. Moving on to our status update. First item, facilities expansion. We met last week. Next.
Yes, yeah. So our next course of action is the request for qualifications for the construction manager, general contractor. I met with Corey today and we went over the RFQ documents. And so I guess what I would ask is May 24th, a good date to accept the packets outlining the qualifications.
Okay.
And then what would happen is we'd have another couple weeks to score the packets and then be able to come together and do that. I've also asked if Treasurer Matheson would be interested, I've not heard back from him, in being one of the scoring people because it's only the three of us now. It was Sean previous. And so I was just trying to get a fourth in there.
That's fine. When do we issue? I mean, the responses are due on the 24th. When are they going out from us?
3 weeks before that.
Oh, okay, so roughly like.
Second,
the
third,
second or
somewhere in
something.
there.
Okay,
Yep, it'd be published then, giving them 3 weeks to get it back.
third, okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. Moving on, PAC airport lease,
So I've got a call and an email into Wally, and I haven't heard from him, so,
and the board met.
yes.
Okay,
I will,
follow up.
if need be, go out there.
Okay. This is the lease that keeps on giving, or is it more like taking? Never mind. Okay. Financial snapshot, not until the first
I think May
meeting in
3rd,
May. That would be May 3rd.
and I think we'll get a quarterly report presentation on that day. And
Okay.
that will be the same day that we advertise and get those packets out for
Okay, good.
facilities expansion.
So that
RFQ.
concludes status update, public comment. Yeah, come right up.
Just wondering what I do next.
I'm sorry, you need to push a little button right there. Yeah,
Just wondering what
Okay,
I
your
need to
next
do
step?
next.
yes. And your name is Josh?
Carter.
Okay, just for the record. So at this point, you will be contacted by us because we have the process that we send it through and we have I believe it's going to be part of the deed that says that there's no warranty. We don't know if it's a buildable lot, to that effect.
Yeah, the
So,
disclaimers, yeah.
Yeah,
So that you're aware precisely what you're buying.
yep. So you'll get either a letter or a phone call.
Okay.
Okay, thanks,
you.
Josh.
We're all set.
Right.
Thank you. No other comments? Okay, I've got 2:23 meeting adjourned. Thank you.